Virgo, it's Amanda here with your April 2018 RuneScope. This month, in conjunction with the runes, I will be using the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. Then afterwards, after this video, be sure to join me for part 2 of your April reading. I will be pulling one card from the Astrological Oracle. This is by Linnea Weatherstone and Antonella Castelli. And these cards are very, very cool because they can give us a certain planet or a certain sun sign or rising sign of someone. All the signs of the zodiac are in this deck, and also the planets. So it can let us know maybe what date may be more important, or maybe what comes up in this reading could be happening for you or coming to a head on a certain date based on what the planets are doing astrologically. So they've been really, really spot on and really, really had a lot of clear messages for all the other signs I've done so far. So definitely join me for that reading over on Vimeo. That link is below. For your spiritual guidance for April. But let's see which runes want to talk to Virgo about April 2018 for my Virgos. Which runes? There it is. And as always, keep in mind, Virgo, these are general readings, so not all of these messages will be for you. Some are going to be for the other Virgos that are watching. You can also check out the video for your rising sign as well, as I always mention, and that will give you additional messages, clarity, or information sometimes. Sometimes it will be more accurate than your sun sign when it comes to these things. But the only way I can connect with just your energy one-on-one is if we do a private session. And I do those on Skype. They are $70. If you would like to schedule your appointment, just email me at runescopes4you@gmail.com. It's here, and it's also below in the description with all of the other information. But let's see in general what you Virgos are doing in April. Challenge or focus. That's where we always start. And the tarot card we have here is the High Priestess. Got 2 major arcana here, so some big stuff going on here. Particularly for women or around women. When I got the High Priestess and the Empress together in a spread. You know, so it could be, if you are female, it could be involving you directly and the other women in your life. Or if you're male, it could be involving your wife, your girlfriend, your mom, your sister. A lot of feminine energy going on. But the challenge or focus here seems to be with the High Priestess can be talking about, I feel like there's exciting news, or there's something going on with you Virgo in April where there's a big leap or a big shift or change that you're getting ready to make, but you're maybe not sure how the rest of the family is going to receive it. Either your family, your kids, your husband, your wife, your your extended family. And for some of you, it may be that you're wanting to move, thinking about moving, maybe particularly for a job, given what I'm seeing over here. We'll get to all of these runes that kind of grabbed together here. They grouped together right here, but we'll get to those in a second. But based on what I'm seeing there, yeah, you could be thinking about relocation. You could be thinking about moving. And it may be kind of far away for some of you. Some of you may be relocating for a job, or relocating because the job prospects are better in another city, or because you can get a bigger home in a different location. Maybe the cost of living is lower, so your dollar will go further, stretch further. Your dollar or pound or euro, whatever currency you are using. But so yeah, I think you're excited about this. And maybe you and your immediate family are excited because the group is here. So this is indicating that maybe some people know, but you haven't told everybody yet. And it could be your partner. It doesn't have to be you, Virgo. It could be, your partner's got a job somewhere else, and so the whole family's relocating, and you just haven't told people yet. Maybe it's not in April. You're waiting on the final confirmation or the signing of the contracts or whatever. before you break the news. But I do feel like, even though not, you know, people will miss you and maybe be a little bit sad that you're leaving, you will get the support of your family, of your friends, whoever it is that you are, I don't know, afraid to tell or apprehensive to tell. It's gonna be okay, because this seems to be an offer that you can't refuse here, Virgo. It's definitely a new beginning. I'm seeing an interview going well, but yeah, there's something to do with the location, to where this could also just be you trying to make up your mind, like, you know, do I want to do this? Do I want to live there? Do I want to move? Do I want to uproot my life? Or, you know, you could be talking it over with your partner, if you know, if it's not just affecting you, if you've got a, you know, a spouse or a boyfriend, girlfriend. Another way this can be working is also if you are in a long distance relationship, Virgo. This could also be a topic coming up for someone changing jobs and moving either to where you live or you moving to where they are. And again, it seems like somebody would be, you know, sacrificing something. They would either be sacrificing maybe a really good job, or sacrificing being close to their family, being close to their extended relatives, etc. So yeah, there's a sacrifice here that you're considering in April, trying to figure out what you would like to do. I feel like it's exciting news. Like I see that you went on the interview, or maybe you did it on Skype or something, did it online. But now this could also be like they want you to come out for an interview and you may have to pay your own travel expenses. But if it's a job that you're really interested in, it looks like you should do it here. And yes, we do have Mercury retrograde. As you probably know, Mercury is your ruling planet, Virgo. And so you may be like, oh my God, this is like the worst possible time. But gotta do what you gotta do, right? If it's a job that you want, even though it's a Mercury retrograde, I would travel to go do this, right? And leave some time. You know, I would, because there may be delays. With Mercury retrograde, there usually are. So, I do believe it goes direct on the 15th. So it would be better to sign any contracts. It would be better to travel after the 15th, or as long after the 15th as you could wait, but we can't always do that. We can't stop life based on what mood the planets are in, right? So just keep that in mind. You know, if you can do it and put it off, or delay it until after that, the astrological weather is a bit more clear, do it, but we can't always. Don't lose sleep over it. Just plan ahead of time and be like, okay, well, the interview is that day, so I'm gonna fly in the day before, or, you know, give yourself some time for delays and things and snafus to go wrong, because, you know, that's what Mercury retrograde does. In the present energy here, so this would be, for some of you, whenever you're watching this video, the present energy going on around you when you are checking this out, or end of March going into April. Again, we got a family card, but it's also a financial and property card. 10 of coins. So, whatever this job is, I mean, to consider this big of a leap or this big of a shift or change, it does seem to be tens are a completion. So this is like reaching a financial goal. This is either a salary you've been wanting, a title that you've been wanting, or both, you know. I mean, it really seems like it's ticking all the boxes. And this would be a career that you have been pursuing or have been in for quite some time. For some of you, maybe even a decade with the 10. But it's reaching that level. Finally, a goal is within grasp. But as most things in life, it comes with a sacrifice, right? There's, you know, to get this, I've got to move to this other location. But it is worth considering, you know, if there are just not many jobs in your field where you're living, if the cost of living is high, but, you know, even if there are a lot of positions, I mean, it is worth considering going somewhere where, you know, you may be able to afford a bigger place. Or if there are more jobs at another location that would offer you more stability. And it does seem like the Ten of Coins is definitely a card of stability, right? And happy family, happy home. So even though some family, extended family that you may be leaving behind won't be thrilled maybe that you're going to be moving, it seems like eventually, if you have kids or a family, if they have to change schools and whatever, this is going to end up being better for them in the long term, in the long run. Maybe the schools are better. Maybe it's near a college or a university that's quite prestigious. And, you know, it does seem, even if the kids are like, I don't want to change schools, which most kids would be, but then some kids are like, I want to go, you know, now's the perfect time. I hate it here. It just depends on what they're going through, right? What their experience is right now. So, yeah, I do feel like for everybody, the entire family, your immediate family, this would be better. Now, if you are single and on your own, I mean, it could be that this is also going to enable you to meet someone and start a family, you know? It could just be that it'll be someone in the new location. So it's gonna help you out with that as well. With the High Priestess, there's always a spiritual aspect to what's going on, right? Because she is, she's a spiritual leader. She's very intuitive, and she feels things very keenly and picks up on things and knows when a path is leading her in a certain direction. She knows that even if she's got a little kernel of information, the full scope of things will be revealed within time. She has faith, right? So this seems to be definitely a path that you are supposed to follow, Virgo, in April. So follow the breadcrumbs, you know, and especially pay attention to, you know, this opportunity, how the interview goes. I do feel like it's actually going to go very, very well. Even if there are some delays, or it's difficult maybe to find a flight, or it's difficult to kind of get there for an interview if you have to actually go. And for some of you, there may be some testing, because the rune of testing and things like that, academics and, you know, stuff like that are, it's on the table here. So it could be like, yeah, you have to go there, you have to fly there or drive there and take some tests and fill out all the paperwork and then have your interview. But, and as difficult or frustrating as that may be, traveling during Mercury retrograde and taking tests during Mercury retrograde, it does look like it's going to be worth it with the salary offered, because, man, you just have some really good money runes, and also that that Ten of Coins there, which is an excellent money card. So now some of you may be able to do this online. Maybe you do the whole like application screening process and the interview online, but then you know, it would eventually result in you have to move there, you have to go there. So also kind of really kind of keep on top of messages. Mercury can cause delays with hearing back and messages going astray. So make sure that you're checking spam folders, and, you know, if you haven't heard back in a couple of weeks, make sure you ping them or just kind of touch base if you have a contact there. If you've interviewed especially, I would check back in with them within a couple of weeks just to see, you know, just check it in. I hadn't heard anything, you know. Just wanted to make sure I'm still on the radar or something of that nature. So, but I really feel like this is a position that not only are you qualified for, I mean, it's a perfect fit. The only thing is the location. That's the only thing. Now, for some of you, this could just be saying, you know, it's not moving, it's just a long commute. Maybe you would be increasing commute time. Or maybe you're used to working at home, and this would be like a go into the office kind of. There's something about I have to go there and I don't want to, or I don't know if I want to. So, you know, that's the only thing. It's like wherever this is and getting or getting there. Either every day or moving there. So, but you're gonna figure it out. And I do feel like you're talking to other people, because again, with Manas, it's like you're either talking to everybody that would have to deal with this, or everybody that would be moving, your family, or you're talking to your friends, your extended family, getting their advice. Now, for some of you, you could be consulting a lawyer, getting legal advice, talking to someone about a property or estate issue. Some of you could also be taking your real estate test to get your real estate license, because the property is on the table. Buying, selling property, inheriting property. You've got the rune for that, and also the 10 of coins is also about legacies, property left to you, possessions left to you, things like that. So, yeah, some of you could be like, you know, I was supposed to get this, or I inherited this. Where is it? Where's the deed? Where's the, you know, something could be delayed. And it could just be a Mercury retrograde thing. It got sent, you know, for a minute though, something may be lost. I'm feeling like a deed, or, you know, the documentation necessary for you to take possession of a property, or a possession that has been left to you. For some of you, it may be lost. Where is it? Did someone trying to hide it? What is going on? So some of you may be dealing with that, and that's all coming up in the present. So a lot coming up in the present, but it does look like it's going to work out. Like, you know, I don't feel like anybody is keeping anything from you intentionally. The majority of you, I mean, certainly it could be happening to some of you, but it does seem like more it's just the retrogrades wreaking havoc, or the planets kind of hiding something, or something's gotten lost in the shuffle somewhere, and we gotta find it and track it down. And it does look like eventually it's going to turn up, probably after the 15th at some point. But the help that's going to be available, we do have the Empress. So this is new beginnings, and so is Ingwas. Now, some people could be, there could be a birth, a grandbaby, a baby coming into the family. Not necessarily yours, Virgo, don't freak out. It could be, you know, your sister or your brother, or there could be an announcement of that, and the family's growing. And news is coming to you. But I feel like for most of you, this is still talking about this new beginning with the job, this new journey, growth and prosperity, and planting new seeds. Because again, the 10 was a conclusion, so it makes sense that we would have a new beginning, a new start, a new job, a new opportunity that you're very excited about, and you're feeling very positive about, for the most part. There's just, you know, there's still just this one kind of thing. I'm gonna have to wait and see, or, you know, I gotta make this decision. And, you know, it may be something like, you know, when you interview, you're like, yeah, that went well, and, you know, but it's not something you have to really think about until you're offered the job, right? And then when you are, which it does look like many of you will be offered the job, you are kind of like, oh, now I have to consider this. Now, some of you could be getting ready to leave a full-time like job that you go in at the office in order to work from home full-time. This could be a home business as well. And maybe it could be that you're like, well, I would like to eventually, or maybe start looking this spring for a bigger place, or a home where I can have my own office space, or really have a room or a space dedicated to the business. So yeah, some of you could be like, oh, I'm gonna leave the day job for the business, for the home business, and that could be like, oh, I gotta tell my boss, or and you may be like, I know they're not gonna want me to go, so they may try to talk you out of it, and you may just be kind of putting off telling them that. Or yeah, they may be trying to talk you into staying. Like, no, don't leave. That could be what this is. Don't go. But, so yeah, working at home or selling homes. I think some of you, and some of you may be like, I've got my real estate license and I'm just going to have my office out of my house. I'm not going to work for a corp. I'm just going to be me, get myself out there. And it's a great time to start with the spring, because here in the Northern Hemisphere, that's when it's going to be warm and people are going to be selling and moving, and it's a great time to start if that's the area you're going into. But yeah, new beginnings, new jobs, new babies, new locations, new paths are opening up. And I think your challenge for many of you is to trust it and follow it, Virgo, because you are an earth sign. So you may, the high priestess is more like, this feels right. Not so much, is this logical? That's an earth sign, air sign trait, right? Earth and air both share that trait, where it's, does this make sense on a logical level? Life doesn't always make sense like that. More than anything, I think it's just going to be a feeling of excitement and, something that you've been wanting finally within reach, right? Now, what must be accepted about the month of April? Four of Cups in reverse means you will make a decision based on this offer. But there is an offer on the table, an offer being made to you, Virgo. Again, of money, of increase, of, now for those of you that are starting this home business or trying to transition out of the day job, it's very possible that your boss of the day job could offer to bump your pay up, give you a raise, or give you a title change if you'll just stay another year, or stay, I feel like for some of you, somebody just really doesn't want you to leave, Virgo. So that's something you'll need to consider. Others of you, I mean, you could, and it could still happen if you're giving like a 2 weeks notice going to another job, but they may be like, well, maybe they try to do a counter offer. It does seem like new, again, is your help. New locations. It seems like it's time for a change, not just a change in desks at the same old place. The Empress is, all new beginnings, planting a new garden elsewhere. So it seems like, because that's coming up as the help, the bigger the change, the better, the greater the reward here. But yeah, Fehu is the rune of financial gain, material increase, and an offer being made to you. So you will get a job offer, and you will make up your mind in April what you want to do. You do have a little time though. Iwaz is here saying, like, if you say, if they offer you the job, and you do have a little time. So I think you can say, especially if it's a relocation situation, you can think, well, let me get back with you tomorrow. I'm going to talk with the family, or can I get back with you on Friday? Or, however much time you need to kind of figure this out. But again, it's just going to feel like, oh, I got to do this. I think many of you are just going to be feeling this magnetic pull to this opportunity. Now, the outcome of April, and you're excited about it too. Like you're ready for a new challenge. You're tired of doing the same old thing. The outcome of April, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So this could be an air sign energy, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. 35 or younger in general with the Knights. Now this could be a male or female, because this is a general reading, but this could be somebody who has told a fib or lied to you or tried to deceive you in some way, but you didn't fall for it, and you're not going to with Tier here. For some of you, this person could be the part of the reason you would like to relocate or would like to get away. This could be the reason that you end up taking the job, or But this is, you're overcoming who or whatever this is. Now this could just be somebody, one of these people objecting. Or maybe it's one of your kids, right? Saying, I don't want to move or whatever. But I mean, it does seem like you'll be able to overcome. And with time, this person will adjust. They will actually, again, end up liking it better. It could also be family members or someone that you have to leave behind in order to move. This could also be a boss or a coworker that was trying to get you to stay, or maybe somebody that you had to work with that maybe took credit for your work or was dishonest or manipulated situations. It's like, oh man, I'm finally getting away from this person, or I'm finally, overcoming that obstacle and heading off into new vistas. I don't feel like this is real heavy. I just feel like it's a dissenter. It's either a dissenter, somebody who doesn't want you to go, or somebody that you can't wait to get away from. Is kind of what I'm feeling like here, Virgo. Or somebody, one of your kids who doesn't want to move or change schools. But you're going to be able to kind of talk them into it for the time being, and then I think once they're actually there with time, they're really gonna like it a lot better. And be a lot actually more outgoing or even happier. So that's what I see for April here, Virgo. Like I said, it looks like a great month. Meet me over on Vimeo now. I want to see what further news we get when I pull a card from the Astrological Oracle here. See if we can get a certain planet or an astrological sign, and see what details we get about this. See if it can clear up some dates that will be especially important in April. So I will see you over there, and I'll see you back here next time. Thanks for watching.